In the heart of China, beneath a hill in the Shaanxi province, lies one of the greatest archaeological mysteries in human history. The unopened tomb of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. Buried over 2,200 years ago, his final resting place has fascinated historians, scientists, and explorers for decades. But despite decades of study, it remains sealed. Not because it cannot be opened, but because scientists are afraid of what might happen if they do. Qin Shi Huang was no ordinary ruler. He unified China in 221 BCE after centuries of brutal warfare between rival kingdoms. He centralized power, standardized currency, weights, and writing, and built massive infrastructure, including the early stages of the Great Wall. But above all, he was obsessed with one thing: immortality. Terrified of death, the emperor spent vast amounts of his empire's wealth and manpower in search of ways to live forever. He consulted alchemists who gave him potions, many of which ironically contained mercury, a substance that slowly poisoned him. His fear of death shaped his life, but it also shaped his burial. Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum is not just a tomb. According to ancient texts, it's an underground palace designed to mirror the universe. The historian Sima Qian, writing a century after the emperor's death, described a vast subterranean world with rivers of mercury, a ceiling inlaid with constellations, traps set to kill intruders, and priceless treasures meant to accompany the emperor into the afterlife. When workers stumbled upon the site in 1974 while digging a well, what they found confirmed part of the legend. Thousands of life-sized clay soldiers, horses, and chariots, now famously known as the Terracotta Army, positioned in military formation as if to guard the emperor in death, and that army is just the beginning. The main burial chamber, the core of the tomb, has never been opened. It lies beneath a 76-meter-tall mound that has remained untouched. The reason isn't superstition or lack of curiosity, it's caution rooted in science. One of the first and biggest concerns is the potential presence of mercury. In 2005, a team from China's Institute of Geophysical and Geochemical Exploration tested the soil around the tomb and detected unusually high levels of mercury. Some readings were dozens of times above the normal range, consistent with the ancient descriptions of rivers of mercury flowing through the underground palace. If accurate, this would make the tomb one of the most toxic archaeological sites on Earth. Opening it without proper containment could expose researchers to dangerous levels of mercury vapor, which can cause neurological damage or even death. But mercury isn't the only danger. The tomb may contain ancient booby traps. Sima Qian's texts mention crossbows that will shoot automatically should anyone enter uninvited. While it may sound like legend, modern archaeology has shown that the Chinese of that era were highly advanced in mechanical engineering. They developed repeating crossbows, pressure-triggered mechanisms, and even rudimentary automation. If such traps were installed and preserved in the sealed environment, triggering them today could be lethal. Then there's the matter of preservation. Archaeologists learned a painful lesson when they began excavating the terracotta warriors. Many of the statues were originally painted in vibrant colors. But once exposed to air, the paint began to flake off and disappear within hours. They simply didn't have the technology to preserve what they were uncovering. If the inner tomb chamber contains delicate artifacts, paintings, or textiles that have been sealed for over 2 millennia, opening the tomb without the right technology could destroy them instantly. The risk isn't just physical danger, it's the irreversible loss of history. International experts agree. Many argue that unless we have the means to preserve everything that may lie within, the tomb should remain closed. The Chinese government has adopted a cautious approach, prioritizing preservation over exploration. The tomb is considered a national treasure, and any excavation would be subject to intense scrutiny. There is also a philosophical component, the idea that some mysteries should remain untouched until the time is right. The emperor built his tomb to last forever. Breaking it open without the means to do it properly would be both disrespectful and disastrous. Despite the dangers, interest in the tomb remains intense. Scientists have proposed using non-invasive methods like ground-penetrating radar and 3D imaging to study the structure without opening it. These techniques have revealed chambers, walls, and strange anomalies beneath the surface, but no one can say with certainty what lies inside. Some believe there may be a replica of the emperor's imperial palace, complete with gardens, servants, treasures, and more. Others speculate that advanced metallurgy and technologies, long thought lost, might be hidden there. And there's something deeper, a question about humanity's relationship with the past. We live in a time where technology tempts us to unlock every secret. But the tomb of Qin Shi Huang poses a challenge. Can we wait? Can we resist the urge to dig, to break, to take in favor of patience and respect? The decision to keep the tomb sealed may be one of the greatest acts of scientific restraint in modern history. For now, the emperor sleeps undisturbed. Beneath a mound of earth, in the shadow of the terracotta army, in a silent chamber untouched by time, he lies, surrounded by the dangers he built, the treasures he cherished, and the secrets he never wanted the world to see. And until we're ready, the tomb will remain what it has always been, one of the last great unopened mysteries of the ancient world.